What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another main episode of Headspace Podcast, episode 166. I am your host, Chris Chrome, and today I'm going to be reviewing Quelle Chris's and Chris Keys' new, collaborative project, Innocent Country 2. Again, that is Quelle Chris and Chris Keys' new collaborative project, Innocent Country 2. Seems like today's going to be a Chris Headspace because, Quelle Chris, Chris Keys, Chris Chrome. So many Chris's. Anyway, stupid joke. But we'll move on from there. Hope everybody's doing super well. You see, I'm more energized than I was on the last video that I recorded last night. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. The Brother Lynch Hung Terminator review. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Let me know how I can do better or whatnot. But with that, you're not here to talk about that review. You can click on that video and somewhere on the Behind That Suit page, you are here to talk about Innocent Country 2 by Quelle Chris and Chris Keys. Cool. What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're okay with the whole quarantine and the whole virus thing. I know this is getting absolutely crazy, but I just hope that everybody is doing well. And, like I said, if you want to talk, you want to discuss, you got anything to say, you can definitely hit me up on Twitter, and we can chit-chat there. If you're lonely, if you're just bored and you have nothing to do for a moment or two, hit me up, have a conversation, kill some time, and let's see how far we can take it. With that, I'm doing well as I look a little bit more fresh. I don't look so quarantine-ish. I woke up with a lot of energy, did a little bit of a jog around my apartment, tried to make sure I was back in that revamp mode, and I just want to, trying to keep my hopes up and just stay positive. So I gotta shave, but I still look fresh and so clean. Ha. Anyway. So like I said, here on the Headspace Review, we go and pick albums every Friday. We listen to them track by track. We do a little bit of a bumping review just to kind of get into the album, see what's going on, and then I'm going to talk about how I feel, what I like about the different tracks, and kind of what the album is about from my own interpretation, my own point of view. Keep in mind, I'm not an expert at this. I don't know a lot about some of the artists on this project as well as Quelle Chris. I did review his last project, Guns. That was such a really dope project. It was the first time I've ever heard of Quelle Chris, and I really fell in love with his talent, the way that he just presents himself, the way that he just uses different types of beats and melodies and these different types of sounds with the vocals. It was all just super, super amazing. So I was hyped up when I saw that this was a project coming out and I saw his name. I was like, dope. I really want to take a look at it. I really want to check it out. Also, Merill hit me up on Twitter as well and let me know that this was a project coming out and I should review it. So might as well. He's part of the community, he's part of the team, I feel like, so I'm definitely going to do this review for him and as well for you guys, because like I said, I also do really enjoy Quelle Chris and what he does. So I don't have any high expectations for this project. It's the second, from what I understand, because it's called Innocent Country 2, I already assume that this is like the second project in the series. So with that, I kind of took a second to maybe not sound so stupid when I do this review, and I went back to go listen to the first project. I will explain a little bit in the review why I did that, but I went back and listened to the first project, so I had a little bit of an understanding of what I'm going to be getting here. Now, with that, that's kind of what we do here at Behind That Suit on the Headspace Review. I'm just going to let you know what I thought about this project, track by track, certain lyrics, and give you my thoughts about it, and give it a grade on 5. So let's just kind of get into that. With that, I want to say thank you so much to the Patreons, Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Lindell Williams, DJ Black Hurricane, Jonathan Barnes, and Scribble. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. I like saying his name like that. I should try different ways of saying other people's names. But thank you so much for everything you guys do. They follow us on Patreon. They help us out with a lot of stuff. I'll touch upon that at the end of the video. Oh, there's going to be 2 parts. There is 16 tracks. It's a pretty long album. It's about an hour and 3 minutes. Not that long if you really want to bump the album or listen to it, but it is pretty long when you're trying to review it and really trying to understand and get in depth with the project. So it's pretty interesting. So yeah, thank you so much to the Patreons, and thank you for letting me get that off right away. Now with that, let's just move into the album cover and the title of the project. So again, this is Headspace Review episode 166. I am your host, Chris Chrome, and I'm going to be reviewing today's project, Innocent Country 2 by Quelle Chris and Chris Keys. Like I said, I think it's a collaborative project. I've never heard of Chris Keys. From what I see here on the project, he seems to be the producer, so he's going to be producing a lot of the beats on this project, which I'm excited for. And I know that I'm excited for absolutely nothing in concerns to talking about the producer, just because I've never heard of him. But the fact that I do know Quelle Chris, I'm like really hyped up for what are we going to get. I do remember Guns. I have been listening to Guns very recently, just kind of going back to different tracks, because a lot of the music lately in my routine has just been, you got to mix it up sometimes. Go back to music you used to music you've reviewed before, or maybe even just heard in passing, just to kind of get a fresh idea of stuff. So that's something I did recently. So I was really excited to get into this project and really see what we are going to be getting. Again, I kept an open mind, and I just went right into what I felt. Starting with the album cover, I really do enjoy it. I thought it was really artistic. There's different types of coloring, there's different types of shading. The way that there's like this dark moon, and there's like this ominous type of sunset background on the first photo, but then like the world kind of splits behind it, is also really interesting. Just the way that they're kind of captivating the title of Innocent Country, these different experiences, these different scenes, these different motions in time, or like pockets of motions in time. So I thought that was really cool. I really like it. It really stands out. I don't know if this is something very memorable though. I think like if you're somebody who really follows Quelle Chris, and I guess Chris Keys, this is something you're like, oh, I remember that project. But in terms of just a lot of the albums that I review, I don't know if this one's going to stand out, but I do really like it, and this is something that's a really good eye catcher, just the way that they've designed this album cover. So I thought that was super cool. The title Innocent Country 2, I mean, like I said, it's the second part of this series, so I kind of feel like we're going to be getting a lot of experiences about where Quelle Chris is from, where Chris Keys is from, kind of maybe this discussion about the world, and just, well, maybe not the world, but like the country, I guess the states, and kind of just the environment and the way that it's kind of unraveling right now. We're going to get some personal stories of just how, because I take the word innocence, and I feel like there's this type of idea that they're trying to bring to the table in terms of like just the innocence of people doing what they do every day and not really knowing the bigger picture. That's kind of what I'm getting from myself and pulling away from the title so far. But it's very it's a very interesting album title. I find it's a little mysterious. I do think it's a little mysterious because of the fact that it's like, what exactly about this country is so innocent? What exactly are we going to be getting from this project that's going to talk about this innocence in this country? So I thought that was interesting, cool. And yeah, that's pretty much really it in terms of the album cover and the title. We could just kind of get right into it. So the first track on this project is called Intro/Recap. So we start off this project with a very interesting way on how they're automatically connecting the last project to this one. Now, right away, when I saw the name Intro Recap, I was like, I should just do my due diligence and go listen to the first project. I shouldn't just do it and try to put the pieces together. So I was like, okay, let me just start to hear it. So I started listening to it, seeing how far I got, and it's the way that it was made. The way that the song was made is really like a series. It's really got like different. It feels like different cutscenes. It sounds like cutscenes, different parts of a movie that really kind of puts the pieces together of what we got in the last album. So I went back, I listened to the last album, and just listening to the first project, Innocent Country, listening to this again after that, I understood like just the connections and the references. They all made sense, and it was very clear. There's certain like words and there's certain sounds and characters throughout the first project that are coming back in this intro, and it was just absolutely spectacular. I really thought it was really great. My only problem is that I didn't spend time literally reviewing the first project. I really just listened to it a quick listen to kind of get again, like I said, a picture of what we're going to be getting in this project. So I don't know too much like about the actual story and the in-depth like encrypted messages and all that shit, but I do have like a broad idea of what they were speaking about on the first project. So it was really cool, and I like how it recaps and really just kind of solidifies the first project, because the first project did end on like a little bit of a cliffhanger, which does introduce this project very nicely. So I thought that was really great. I do like how, like I said, it was cut in the different types of ways to make it sound like you're getting a nice recap of where the last project was. Now, I like how they brought back the Oasis. The Oasis is a place from the first project that like the characters go to and kind of like how they live. So for me, starting off this project, we're still in the Oasis. I think we're still there. I don't particularly, again, know exactly what that what all that entirely entitles, but I know that it's like a location in this world that we're in. So this did a really great job. Like I say on a lot of the reviews, it did a really great job of pulling me out of my room and into the atmosphere of this project. It was great, and it was just done very, very well. I like how it introduces at the end, and now the thrilling finale of Innocent Country Season 1, and it's just, it's so like, wow, you really put a lot of dedication and work into like the idea of this, really like planning this out. So I thought that was really cool. Really not much to say more than that. I gave this intro recap a 4.2 on 5. I thought it was dope. I thought it was great. There wasn't really much for me to kind of feel like, oh, this was really bumping, because it's not really a track. It's more like a setting. It's more of a atmosphere, character building, kind of getting you to understand where you're about to go. Like, where if you're new to this project, it might be a little hard to get the concept of like where you're going to be going. But if you listen to the first project and you kind of have an understanding, you'll be able to understand where we're continuing and where we're going with this. But as I'll get into the second track, that whole idea that I'm saying kind of contradicts itself, but it's interesting. And I know it's weird for me to contradict myself already, but just hear me out. We'll get into it. Like I said, it's a 4.2 on 5. The next track is an outro called Honest. So right off the bat, we get this instant change into the music and where we're getting for like where we're starting off. Now I like how for the second the second track, or the second track on the album, it's considered to be an outro, and it's like an outro to the first project is the way I kind of understand it. It's really wrapping up that final I guess ending cliffhanger from the first project. So that was really cool. But the way that they did this was interesting, because it's like an outro following up in like a romantic relationship that has this like toxicity to it. So we start off with this chorus, and it comes in going, not exactly what you think of as flawless, but it's gonna be okay because I'm honest. Do you think that we can kick it beyond this? Do you promise? I always learn the hard way. I'm telling you, don't forget me. I'm honest. And right away you already feel like he's questioning somebody. He's trying to get some answers. He wants to know if things are going to be okay. And the fact that he's using the word honest in this song is very emphasized. It's like the core in terms of what's going on, just being honest with yourself. So I thought that was super cool. And then Quelle Chris comes in, and I really missed his voice, like just like the way he has this raspiness to it, and he's just so gutty and just and it's like, what up, girl? You know, the young world you used to be. You're not the young world you used to be, so I can no longer be your Ronnie exclusively. We came up together while you was hiding the truth from me. Fool I am, thinking nothing stays what it used to be. Shit, I've grown. So right away, you're already getting that idea that there's been some toxicity, that she wasn't being faithful. You're getting this idea of like loyalty and trust being broken. So already you're kind of getting like, wow, he's really self-reflecting and really trying to just find some closure in a sense with what's going on. And I guess like the outro is like the final closure of what's happening. He goes through, I was wishing you were with me, that you bear scars from other affairs, unfair for me to blame you, but that was once you being cool is ice cold now. And he follows through really descriptively in how he expresses his inner feelings towards this woman, and kind of like just how he watched her change and switch up on him. The mind games you played while I stayed faded, boozy with a fresh cut. You talk like me. Your kids call me Poppy now. You still tell them don't trust me when I come around. Ridiculous. Honeymoon face feeling distant, like the moon's gaze. Plus the tension can cut with dull blades. Not to mention you document everything, but stay acting like you don't pay attention. That was really cool to me. I like how he's really kind of just being brutally honest about the fact that, like, you know, he's highly aware that everything he does is documented by this woman, or at least was documented, maybe on social media, camera, or stuff like that, and she's still kind of acting, or this person is kind of acting like they're oblivious to what's really going on. And I think it's more broader in terms of just how people act like with this idea, just kind of like oblivious to to what surrounds them. So that was really interesting. Playing dumb, we no longer young, you should know better, but stay bragging how you hanging out with go-getters, bootstraps, 6 jobs, breadwinners, and so-and-sos. Hit that, Robin Harris, gotta go. So clearly there seems to be like a transition from where she was like really with him, and then she started wanting to be with other people. I guess it's because life was changing, things were getting difficult, or maybe like she started getting money or whatnot. I don't want to really talk about her herself, but this is kind of what the song is about. Then we get into the chorus, but you already know exactly what you think of as flawless, but you already know, but it's gonna be okay because I'm honest. And he kind of just repeats the but you already know, and repeating the little intro that he started with, which was very interesting because it's like he's telling her you already know what exactly is happening, and you're just trying to be like denial of it. You're in denial about it, and that was really cool to me. The honesty and the purity through this was really, really cool. I like how he meshes with this jazzy, loungy beat. Jazz right now is like my thing. I'm really like loving a lot of the rap music that's coming out with this jazzy, loungy feel. It's really getting me. It's nice. And then it kind of closes off with not exactly what you think of as flawless, but it's going to be okay because I'm honest. And he's just being honest with himself. He's being honest with her. And this song kind of follows up with this voicemail. So you got like, I guess, the ex-girlfriend or ex-wife who's leaving a voicemail, basically losing her fucking mind and calling him a bunch of names. Hello, yo, psych, this is the answering machine, leave me a message, you big dummy. That was Quelle Chris Chris' voicemail. She goes, listen, you piece of shit, if you send me directly to voicemail one more time, I swear I'm gonna fucking snap. Oh my god, I see you tweeting right now. You're tweeting, you send me the voicemail, but you're posting stupid ass opinions on Twitter right now. I can't believe this shit. I can't believe I fell for your pigeon-toed head ass. And she just goes on, but at a certain point she's like being hysterical, and she's like, I don't need you, but I do need you. And she speaks in Spanish, and she just kind of loses her mind, and she's like, after everything, shit, man, I said forever, you said forever, what the hell is this? Call me back, I don't even need you. You need me when you fucking think about it, you predictable little fuck. And it's just really showing that, like, he was dealing with, you know, a really crazy situation. Then we get a voicemail computer-generated voice going, you have 0 new messages and 0 time left. Please hold as the old you dies. At the tone, please record the message for the new you. Innocent Country Season 2 begins now. Thank you for choosing life. Goodbye. And that was really, really cool how they ended the first album like that. And then they start the second album like that. And it's really finalizing, like, he kind of got over that toxicity or that like just negative energy that was dealing with his life. It happened to so be in a relationship as far as I'm concerned, but it was really, really cool the way they presented that. So I really appreciated this. I gave this a 4.3 on 5. I thought it was really, really, really dope and really creative. Yeah, pretty much. The next track is called Living Happy. Following up with this track is actually pretty interesting. The way that, like, they're keeping this positive, energetic vibe. It's so exhilarating. It's so thrilling, to be honest with you guys. It's like Quelle Chris with this project is taking me on another level, really just showing us like kind of the dark, emotional, gritty side of just his life a little bit, or at least life in terms of, I guess, the country or the theme of the song, the theme of the album, I wanted to say. But the fact that the beat is just up and vibing and energetic is so great. It's like I don't even know if we're supposed to be dark or nothing. Now, of course, this song does have the title "Living Happy," so it does automatically give me this idea that we're going to be just having a great time and trying to be happy. Now, following this up with the voicemail, right? So the last song ends on a voicemail that he's becoming a new him. He's recording this new verse for him. Now, the way that this comes in and he's really presenting this idea of just being happy is crazy. Now, let me get into it. So, starts off with the intro. I died the other night, couldn't find the energy to fight the call of the tunnel's light, so I just rode the wave. And at the epicenter of the euphoric transfer, a choir of angels awaited me. A joy like no other swelled on my spirit as the choir began to sing. Listen to that. Like it's like poetry, but scriptures at the same time. Just the writing that this guy does is so great. I feel like it's out here. It's so amazing. And then the hook comes in and he just goes face down, ass up, doo-doo brown, monastery, chicken head, bust a juke, hit the jit, cabbage patch, bank head, butterfly, tootsie roll, lean with it, rock with it, do the jerk, hit the woe, Pee-wee Herman, Charlie Brown, raise the roof, running man, Roger Rabbit, doogie dance, stanky leg, cat daddy, ambulance. Now these are all different types of dance names and dance moves and all this stuff. And the whole premise of this is really just him being super happy and trying to find that positive energy in him to just live life and give the listener that idea of just living life. It's great. So then we get into verse 1, and what I started to realize is that this song is about also praising the work and celebrating where he is today in terms of just the life that he's got. So he starts off with, back when it was black and mild, styling when the tip was wood, A-V&J live in Brooklyn, feeling good. Work was only kind of play, lazing about the neighborhood. Now I live, no looking back, wouldn't change it if I could. So right there, you're kind of getting a little bit of his past and seeing kind of like where he kind of, how he grew up and what he dealt with. Now I'm just going to look up quickly where he's from. I'm pretty sure he's from Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken, right? Oh, he's from New York, United States. Dope. Well, Brooklyn is in New York. No, right? Let me just check that because I'm stupid. Is Brooklyn in New York? Yeah, it is, right? It's a borough in New York. It is. Okay. See, I'm not so stupid. I know this shit. Good. So with that line, live in Brooklyn, feeling good, you're really kind of getting this idea that, you know, that's where he's from. If you understand what kind of like growing up in Brooklyn's like, you get this idea that it's not the easiest way of living and it's not the easiest life. It's a lot of struggle. So he does a nice job of kind of giving us this idea about like where he was from and living now. He goes, now I live, no looking back, wouldn't change it if I could. Uncle say, come holler at me, I got something you should know. If you want for living happy, gotta let them feelings go. Look it cause I love it nappy, let my armor grow. So I lock it cause I love it happy, let my armor grow. Now I think he's talking about like dreadlocks, nappy hair. I know that like culturally and I guess historically black people have, you know, nappier hair than a lot of cultures. So I like how he's being really just direct with that and really holding on to his culture and being proud about being black. So that's super dope as well. And just the change from like, you can kind of see this change, but I think the whole premise of this is now that he's in a better place, he's just really enjoying himself. We get into the hook, which is really dope. Again, face down, ass up, doo-doo brown, monastery, chicken head, and just kind of goes through and really just enjoys it. Now, verse 2, we have Joseph Chilliams, and he does this nice little, same type of verse, but it's more like just simple, I find. So, shower after being out for hours, how my spirit feel. Yeah? Come home, shower, especially in coronavirus, take a shower, clean yourself, make sure you're hygienic. On that mission, building with my homies just like Key and Peele. Yep, okay. Dancing with a shorty at this party felt like a glory road. Yeah, feeling great, I get it, you're having a good time. Golly till somebody started shooting, now we gotta go. So I like how he's emphasized, like right away, boom, like shit can happen on instance. And even with this like happier vibe, this happier tone, you're still getting this idea of like, yo, shit could really flip up. Like, you do not want to, like, they're really showing you, like, as much as we try to have fun in the hood or in the projects or in the environments or in the ghettos, you know, shit really does pop off, but we still have to find a way to be positive. That's kind of what I'm getting from this, so I thought that was cool. Running up the block like those cameramen on the Merill show. I like how he's making that reference on the Merill show when people like walk out and stuff, the cameraman fucking chase them, and I find it really stupid. I don't know why you have to impose on that. I think it's really dumb for TV shows and shit to be like chasing the people while they're like they've had enough and they've left. That's just my own personal opinion, but I get the reference that he's making here, so I thought that was actually pretty cool. With that, you know, he kind of just really follows through and really just does it well, fits nicely with Quelle Chris. I thought that they both did a nice job. Now, I don't know if Joseph Chilliams has that... I don't know if Joseph Chilliams has that, like, actual bassy voice. I think maybe it's more of just, like, an changed vocal, but it's still dope, and it really sets up nicely with the song. Then we get the hook again, and then we come into Quelle Chris having a little verse, but the way he says this is so like broken down and chopped and screwed. Clean up, learn 'em, lead 'em, I need 'em, get up, get out, chillin', stay frio, meet up, greet up, they tee up, keep it funky, straight be up, stay up out the money casino, clean up. Now, I don't really know what this means, but it sounds dope. I'll be honest, just I don't know what it means. I don't really know what he's referencing here, but it sounds dope, and just the effects on it sounds super crazy, so that's great. Verse 3, we have Cavalier, and he comes in, again, doing like the same thing, kind of explaining like they all are kind of telling him in their own way that they used to be in a struggle and now they're in a good place. These are rough diamonds we buyin' through the muck and the mire. I don't have to tuck in my shine, I'm good in my shire. Got a comb stuck in my lines, man, fuck it, you right. Got a pair of J's, the Polaroid, pink lotion like strawberry milk. Now there's some lyrics missing here, and I don't remember the lyrics by heart, but it's still in a really creative, artistic way. He is explaining that like they used to be like they're buying rough diamonds because this is what they think is lavish, and this is why they can do it, because they've put in the work to get that far. So I thought that was super cool, and honestly this whole track is really great. It's really energetic. It's a good way to introduce this new album project that we're getting, so I did love that. I gave this song a 4.5 on 5. The next track is called Sacred Safe. So to keep with that same live energy and that same positive feel, we've got the beats coming in, and I really did enjoy that. I really like how we're staying very consistent with this uppity feel and these jazzy keys, and there's like these certain sounds that just kind of come in, and they chime in, they chime out, and it's just like the production. Chris Keys is so great at producing music. I'm really upset that I've never heard of him. I don't know if he's a new guy. I don't know if he's been around forever, but he is somebody I do want to take a moment to look into, because just the music selection, and you know, I think also Quelle Chris does have like an influence on this as well, because there is some type of like similarities in terms of the beat selection on the project that I listened to from with Guns. The project Guns from Quelle Chris. So I do kind of think that he does like that type of style, but damn, like I'm really liking this. With that, I have no fucking clue what this song is about. The verses themselves kind of follow up with like the last track in more of like a detailed way. They're kind of talking about their own struggles and where they used to be and kind of what they're doing now and how they cope with it, which was really cool. But I don't really understand the idea of the sacred safe. So we start off with the chorus. Sacred safe, are your keys engaged, are your keys engaged? Chase those saints away, sacred safe, are your hearts engaged, are your hearts engaged? Keep your saints away, put those things away. I have no idea what that means. Okay, it is what it is, but like, it's good. I don't want to make it sound like it's not good. It is really good. I just don't know what it means. Now, we get Cavalier, who starts off, and the way that he starts off is just super dope. Born of a sufferer, might die a sufferer, fight like a sufferer might rise as a sufferer. Just the way he says sufferer is so cool with the accent. There's like this patois sounding accent that kind of flows through this whole track, which is really, really cool. But you can see he's still talking like about his ancestors, and they're really discussing like I think here it's more about like just black culture, right? So born of a sufferer might die a sufferer, because black people are still oppressed and racism and all that. Fight like a sufferer might raise as a sufferer, which, yeah, I can understand that. Fighting and having to fight for equality and still having to speak up for their peace and all that. I get it. I get what he's saying here. Took me a couple of lifetimes to toughen up. Now, I like how he says a couple of lifetimes, as if like every experience is a new person, is a new life, is a new him. That's interesting. Each life like one hell of a ride. Buckle up, keep on tucking. We Einsteins of fucking up. These are the breaks, just shake it off or suck it up. These are the breaks to shake it off or suck it up or sabotage through self-destruct. Now, he's really explaining here, like, they're dealing with a lot of trauma and they're dealing with a lot of issues that they're trying to make it through and they're trying to progress through, and they're just dealing with it. Now, we camouflage with healthy blunts. I'm finding comfort in my personal space of pain. I'm just a sculpture getting shaped by mistakes I've made. I really like that line. I'm just a sculpture getting shaped by mistakes I've made. That is so deep and that is so dope. I really like that. Got performative friends. Weasels needed to weed out of my life. Like, you really see that they're changing the way they want to look at it. I like how Cavalier brings up the fact that he's got a baby boy and he's making bricks so that he can lay the foundation for his baby boy, really having that family aspect. That was super cool. Then we get back into the chorus, that sacred safe, which I think the idea of it is supposed to be like you're the sacred safe. Like, you have to find that safe in you that is so sacred that makes you move forward. Maybe I'm reaching. I don't know. Verse 2, we got Homeboy, Sandman. Really dope name, by the way. And he just, similar thing. Today I'm feeling even worse, B. Even every single person on earth irks me. Lord of mercy. And right there I was like, that's a cool way to say have Lord have mercy. That's where I kind of hit up on the patois. That was interesting. He even says it with like a Jamaican accent, so that was cool. The skin affliction of my pigments now extended to my upper arm. I have no idea what I guan. That was cool the way he said it. And normally if chicks are close with a come on, I might nod, but now they like come on. I'm like, nah, word. I'm on the age before the gods conspired, the era when I was not tired, blood clot fire, feel like I'm being burned on a pyre, feel like I'm being turned to a bird on a wire. Like, it's just the poetry and the writing skill is why I don't understand, but I could literally just sit here and go, dude's basically breaking down how he's done with all the fuck shit. He doesn't want to deal with women that are just chasing him for like lavish things and just bullshit reasons. He wants like some real shit, and he's just dealing with it. That was super, super dope. I really, really enjoyed that verse. Then we get the chorus again, and Quelle Chris comes in just kind of doing the Quelle Chris thing, and still the same type of vibe. We're sipping light rum in the dark all day. Tell my fam run when they come by to pray. Be by the grace of I find my way. Said if I must die, then I'll die my way. Come the world scream get up. Come the world scream get up. The late up and wakes the wounds needed stitch ups. Like, it's kind of all flows through in the similar stuff that they've been saying in just their own way, but it's really just nice wording, and the way that they're presented is really just the way it is. All these artists are very talented. The production is great. This song is so great. I gave it a 4.5 on 5, even though I know I said I might not know exactly what it's about. I feel like this is a good analysis of what this track really, really is about. So I thought that was super, super cool. Again, a 4.5 on 5. The next track is Horizon. So this track brings you back into that like weird, funky type of space vibe, and you're kind of going all over the place, but it really does fit the narrative of the song itself. Now, I don't really know what the title Horizon means, besides like the horizon of the world and stuff. I think it's like just trying to find that end and growth. But this song really does Quelle Chris really does a nice job at kind of taking a moment to express his feelings and emotions with how he was kind of dealing, I guess, growing up and dealing in school. So as he starts off directly in the first verse. Well, in my younger days it used to be a drag, oddball out, old RPGs and Apple Jacks. Still to this day, old outfits that ain't got a match, a gang of lady friends that I ain't have to smash. My shoulders still feel like boulders from recoiling. Shit was madness. He had to rehab. Like you're getting this. You're getting this kind of picture of what he kind of did as a kid, how he felt, how he just kind of had to hold himself together, dealing with a lot of maybe being picked on, maybe feeling like he wasn't fitting in, maybe he wasn't like super cool, maybe just like the clothes that didn't match or whatnot could have also been like, just maybe he was poor. So that was really interesting. The hook comes in with repeat, low peaks, top shelf, bail bonds, back seats, surf spots, low weight, no keeps, black fades, crack jade, repeat. And I think what he's doing here is he's naming certain things that are vices for people. I guess around him, I guess part of his environment. I may not be too sure about that, but I do think that it was something more like that. But the idea of repeat is, I think he's also trying to emphasize this idea of like just the memories and just the echoes of the voices of people who may have picked on him and stuff. Talking about the feedbacks, echoes. Sometimes you gotta let it end and let go. Don't just try to see the win, but the win. So it's like he's really saying like you can't let people hold you back. That's kind of what I feel here, and you got to move forward and you got to just keep winning. Verse 2, he goes, hey, used to try to skate around tiptoe, how you lying to yourself, can't bro. Achilles heel, head hurts to the ankles. Head hurts to the ankles, trying to turn these bad thoughts into bankrolls. I really like that. I like how he's trying to cope with his demons and his thoughts in his mind with just making music. I thought that was super, super cool. And the verse pretty much does follow through. Sometimes you got to see yourself. You want to be yourself, yet reflections and perceptions hardly eye to eye on leveled shelf. Caught the message from somebody else. That's been my homie. This ain't ever overnight. That scope of life is plenty bigger. So I really did enjoy that. I thought he does a really great job at kind of just, I think in a way, as showing you what he's dealt with and what he's gone through, he also wants people to relate and be like, yo, it's okay, like you're gonna go through these things and we can definitely, like you can definitely get up and move forward. So I thought that was super cool. Pretty much all I have to say about that. This song got a 4 on 5. It was okay. It was like it was a good song. It's still great. It's still 4 on 5. Just good. The next track is called Moments, and it's a skit. Okay. Bye. So, as you can see, I just got off my phone. I've cut out the whole conversation. Essentially, Holden called me to let me know that I have to apparently be careful about certain guidelines now that YouTube has updated. So if the rest of this video seems weird or whatnot, it's because I just got told that I have to be careful about what I say on certain things. Now, given the rest of this project, I don't think that I'm going to impact any guidelines or anything like that. But yeah, that's where we're at now. So, moving on, we're back into the review. So, the next track is Moments. This is track 6, and this is a skit featuring Josh Gondelman. I can't spell. Anyway, this skit's really cool. Coming off the last track, Horizon, where we kind of get Quelle Chris kind of feeling a little bit down in the dumps and really just reminiscing about his younger days and guess how people kind of acted with school and just like his past and struggling with kind of sounded like he may have grown up poor or certain things. We get this nice little skit that kind of just reinforces this idea of like making mistakes is okay and that you can always change it. You can always be better. You can always do it in an instant. The only problem I have with this skit is that I listen to too much Joe Budden podcast and the gunshots remind me so much of it. But other than that, that's just something super silly to me, really. But other than that, this skit's actually really cool. Everybody makes mistakes, and everybody's going to make more mistakes in the future, but you don't have to keep making the same ones. You can make a new one that's pretty exciting, or you can make the same one and then and then make a new one after that and fix them both or fix neither. So the idea here is really like just this broad idea of making mistakes is okay. And I did appreciate what they really did here, because at the end they say that you can do it, and it's really still keeping that momentum of like being positive and just being happy and starting this like new person, and just it's okay to fuck up. You can definitely just continue moving forward. So that was super cool. I gave this a 4.215. I thought it was actually really inspiring, a nice little fresh break in the project. And the next song is Bottle Black Power by The Business. So this track is very interesting because it's kind of one of those songs that like all the underground rappers make, where I feel like they're kind of making a mockery of the trap rappers. But they do it in a satirical way where they prove that they can be a trap rapper, but they're also kind of making fun about all the stupid shit and whatever. Quelle Chris here does it in a way that it's like, I feel that he's addressing that a lot of people are not really taking hip-hop music or representing the black culture, or the black power, we should say, in regards to what they're presenting now. It's more just lavish money, you know, cars, make it rich, and this is what we got, and it's no more about like unity, community, equality, and speaking your mind and all this shit. That's kind of what I got from this track. But the reason why I'm saying that is because this one is the most trappiest sounding track out of all of them so far. It was really just more generic, and the way he even comes off and spits the bars was a little bit more trappy, so that was interesting too. I like when he starts off in the hook. I said if I don't make it rich, then I'll make it my bitch. If I ain't taking us, then don't make it my business. This ain't about the pen, motherfucker. This physics. This, that, dead and living, motherfucker, that's kismet. Homies trying to bottle black power by the business. Bless the baby bathed in gunpowder with the fitness. You ain't trying to martyr about. You ain't trying to martyr about it, you just trying to witness. You ain't trying to martyr about it, you just trying to witness. And I like how he's saying there, like, you ain't really trying to, I feel like he's saying you're not really speaking up for what we represent and stuff. You're really just trying to witness, be like a sideline to what we do and what we are. And you're not really truthful to who we are. I get that from the verse. Fuckers ain't about it, but they just trying to witness. Fuck them homies talking about it, pro-black and distant. You copped, you ain't an outfit. Stay protesting for the pictures. You don't get no likes, you might decide to switch your image. So clearly there's like this idea that, like, you know, if you're not getting clicks and you're not getting likes and you're not getting like things that really suit you or like make you look more popular, then you're gonna switch up and try to be part of that wave, which I like how he's addressing this here, kind of like you're not staying true to yourself, and he's making it more of a bigger thing, which I still think this has to do with not staying true to like black power, black culture. So that was cool. Be on Tinder singing Taurus Riley to some mistress. She don't let you hit. She go from queen to hoe to business. I like how there it's like, because the guy's not able to smash the girl or like to sleep with her, you know, we suddenly switch up and start treating them wrongly. And I like just how like he's addressing some of the things that we glorify in rap music nowadays, just the way we treat women, the way we glorify drugs and stuff like that. And this is kind of what he's really doing in this song, and I really did appreciate that. The chorus, the hook comes back in, it's pretty dope. Verse 2, we've got back on the P house homies OD for the buck getting fucked daddy Dick Jody. Kids can't read but the whip so clean. Crib got the whiz but the lab got lean. They made you the plug at the clubs, got fiends trying to keep that money up. Don't try to get free. It's like it's so interesting how he's really breaking down like everybody's trying to like chase money and drugs, and this is the life that you want to live based on what we've been seeing, like, you know, in music videos and stuff like that. But in reality, you're not really like, you're not trying to be free. You're still just living that same mentality, like just following what everyone else wants you to follow. And he does really follow it up soon. And I thought that this was super, super dope. I thought that the way that he did kind of make this a satirical track towards trap rap was really, really dope. I gave this track a 4.215. I think that the way he is acknowledging it in terms of like bottling up the black power to buy business is like really there if you want to use the word culture vulture and stuff like that, or what is it, culture appropriation or something like that, where you're trying to just like make money off of somebody else's thing or some other culture's thing, that's really popular. And I like how he's bringing that up. I may be really reaching and not making a lot of sense right now, but I think I know what I'm trying to say. So I gave this song a 4.2 on 5. I thought that was super cool. And the next and final track for part 1, which is track 8, is called Grease from the Elbows. So this track is still following suit with the rest of the project, but this kind of brings back to reinforce the idea of like working hard brings success and gets and like that dedication, you really have to put it in the work. And I like how he's using the term grease from the elbows. It's like you put in a little bit of elbow grease and you'll get the job done. So it's really, really cool. He still keeps on that funky vibe that he's been living with, that he's been giving us with. He's still kind of on that whole like mellow jazzy feel, which I'm fucking loving so hard. This is so great. And yeah, so we get into the hook and he starts off with, yeah, bring it back and go on, get it, low pro and all city, grease from the elbows with it, say it with your chest, no feel it, gotta milk both hands on titty, on ditty, land with a plan already, bring it back and go get it, grease from the elbows with it. And he really just enforces like you really gotta just work at it, stay dedicated. And that's pretty much the entire premise of the whole track, really, and it's really done very well. Verse 1, Quelle Chris, they say as seen on TV, we break necks and break backbones, goes for everyone that broke bread and air paper chasers. I know, got a place set on TV, half times hell, baby gon' throw. Fool thinks I ever run a black QB to my body goes, you are not the empire, we toast high like Ken Pie, sometimes rolls on top, shit time fly quick like gunfire. The way he's rhyming is so great, the way he places certain syllables is so great, but he's really kind of just giving us a slew of bars, really just kind of showing like if you fuck with us, this is what happens. But at the same time, it's also like you really gotta put in the work and you gotta move forward. The return of the Mac. How many road days does it take for your old ways to vanish? Skinny like an owl with a tootsie, skinny like chicken noodle soup when I had to cook while mama's serving up tussin. Like it's really showing you like he had to come from a gritty place, but then he worked at it and he really went through the struggle to get where he is today. And I thought that was super, super cool, because he goes, that's him, black van, white sand in a tropical tea, day and night, and bring it back. So it's showing like, you know, he's gone from this darker place to now a better place in his life. He's on the beach, he's more happy now. So it was super, super cool. The hook comes back in, really emphasizing like that elbow grease. You got to really work at it, you got to put in that dedication. And then we get verse 2 from Pink Siifu, which was really, really dope. Back on my bullshit, really Quint, East Coast, gon' pop it with me. Had she been that homie, she'll probably twisted it. She been shining before I was gold grinning, nothing like head shit, cold-headed. Bring it back into the black with me, like I'm trying to stop with my homie, look ma, no hand, fuck you saying. And it's really just the same type of creative lyrics that we've been getting, just understanding like these are the things that they had to do. These are direct quotes from people that have spoken to them, and I like how they're bringing this into the rap and really showing you like, this is my life, this is what we've done to get where we are. And I thought that was super cool. This as well was also an inspiring track, just the way that, you know, we kind of get this feel of like you just gotta put your dedication into it, you just gotta work at it. So it's really, 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 really dope. The outro is interesting because it's Billy Woods plays as this radio host who is talking to a woman who's like, you know, like, you're having a good time, all this stuff is great. And then he asks her if she knows about Quelle Chris, and she's like, nah, I never heard of that. And he goes, well, you're not really up with the times, kind of showing like Quelle Chris is bringing this new wave of music to the industry, new wave of music to the rap game that people should be hitting up on. And I definitely agree. I think that everybody should be on this super, super well. This was really, really great. I ended this track with a 4.2 on 5. I thought it was super, super good. And I'm just gonna wrap up part 1 there. So thank you for sticking with me so far for part one. I'm going to end it here because I do have other things to do today, and we're pushing about an hour now. So with that, so far I'm loving what I'm getting. I'm loving everything on this project. I really think that there is so much more that is in store on this album. I'm really excited to get to reviewing the rest of it too. Also, I really think that, you know, even as what I'm getting so far, if you've not heard the first project, you can definitely listen to this one and still be able to understand at least a lot of the messages and kind of like the stories that they're being told here. So I thought that was really great. I do want to take a second to say thank you to the Patreons: Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Linda Williams, DJ Black Hurricane, Jonathan Barnes, and Scribble. Thank you so much for following us on Patreon and helping us with everything you do, supporting us, having a hand in what type of projects we're going to be reviewing, and communicating with us all the time. We greatly appreciate it. I am hot in this room now. I am dying, and on top of all of that, it is time to wrap this up finally. So thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like it, click subscribe, clip thank you, do all that fun stuff. My words aren't making any sense. As well, if you want to talk to me about some of the songs that I may have not understood, which I understand, I don't understand much of the songs, definitely hit me up in the comments. Please hit me up on Twitter. We'll definitely have that conversation. I can learn more, and I'm gonna go and bump the rest of this album and maybe get a head start on the review, and that's going to be recorded tomorrow, coming soon. So have yourself a great quarantine, and peace.